Okay, hi. Hey guys. It has been, gosh, it seems like such a long time because we were doing the mindset boot camp. So I'm just going to go over just a quick recap of the things that are going on this month till the end of the month, and then the leadership experience. So this month, let's just recap the smarter restart, smart start. How many times can we say those things? So the smarter start, restart. Oh, Amy's on. Amy made it. Did you prepare for this? Do you want to do this?
I can. It's up to you. I was at my son's basketball game. We just got home, or my daughter's. So it's fine. You do it. Go with it if you know.
Okay. Okay. So the smarter restart, you guys, that ends this month for all of us who have been in Monat for a long time. Unless somebody signed up last month or the month before, they're still going to be in their smart start. But for all of us who've been around for a while, it ends this month. So just to recap that, we are building blocks. When we build a block, it's 4 VIPs and 1 market partner, and that is a $150 bonus. And when we get our 4 VIPs, it is a $60 bonus. And then an additional bonus for the product packs that they buy when we're building a block. When we build 3 blocks, we build a Monat neighborhood, and we get a $500 bonus. So that is still going on this month. Drop it in the comments. How many of you have built a block? How many of you are 1 VIP away? How many of you have already earned that bonus? I think Amy has almost built a Monat neighborhood. Like, shout it out. Let's hear it. I built a block. I am freaking pumped about it. I'm 3 VIPs away from a second block. So I am loving it, and it's been great. So the next thing, let's talk about Vegas. How many of you have earned Vegas so far? You know, the last 6 months, we've been focusing on our PV, our PV, our PV. If you have already locked in your PV for those months, now this month, you must be paid as an MMP. Every single person who has qualified for Vegas so far, you have to be paid as an MMP this month. What is an MMP? 2 market partners and $1,200 GV, 300 in personal volume. So that is this month. If you, like your leader announced that you qualified for Vegas, do not forget, you have to be MMP this month. I'm going to say it one more time because I have had people who have missed the trip. You have to be MMP this month, okay? So who's going to Vegas? I'm going, Jenny's going, Amy's going, Monica's going. I see other people waving their hands. Hot dang, yes. And it is frigid here in Illinois, so I'm looking forward to get away anywhere, especially a hot, sunny, the very tip of Florida. How about the new leadership experience in Miami? You guys, they announced a second leadership trip in Miami. And I am so excited about this. They made it a little bit more clear on how you can earn this. And this is open. Okay, I'm going to explain how it works. The leadership experience. If you are a career title, MMB through MMM, as of January 1st, we're talking your January 1st career title. When you log into your back office, whatever it says your career title is, that's what we're going off of, okay? Everyone following me? Yes. You have to be paid as your career title, if you're MMB through MMM, 4 out of 6 months and build a Monat neighborhood, okay? And you should probably build your Monat neighborhood this month because you're gonna get extra bonuses, okay? So you got 2 weeks, crank it out real quick. So career title, MMB through MMM, 4 out of 6 months, and build a Monat neighborhood. Jenny just sent us a cute little tracker. We'll all drop it in our team pages so you guys can have that. Now let's talk about what if you're not an MMB? Okay, here's scenario one. You've never hit MMB before. If you rank advance to MMB through MMM, you have to maintain that paid as rank X amount of months. Like there's a chart. I'm not going to go through every month of the chart, but there's a chart. It says letter A, that's for your career title people, you're good. But if you fall in the category of I've never hit that rank before, or I've dropped rank and I'm re-ranking, you're letter B, and you're going to go off of the chart, okay? So for example, where did I put the chart? Okay, let's say right now you've never been paid as M&B and you just are busting your butt right now, and you are building a Mo neighborhood, you're getting new people in, and in March, you rank advance to M&B. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. You would have to continue to be paid as M&B. You'd be paid as M&B in March, April, and May, and you would earn the trip as long as you've built a Mo neighborhood. So make sure, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but the chart is in the email. It's in the back office. Go off of the chart. Now, let's say you were an MM and now your career title has dropped and you are an MMB. No way, I got to drop lower than that, right? If you were an MMB and now you've dropped rank to an M, let's do that. Okay, now your career title says market builder. You have to re-rank back to MMB to be eligible to earn this trip, and you go off the same chart. So if you're someone, it's not just first time MMBs. It's if you've dropped rank and your career title is lower than that, you can re-rank and earn the trip. Okay, so go off of the chart. If you've never been any of those ranks before, if you've dropped rank, go off of the chart. But if your career title says MMB through MMM, just maintain that career title paid as 4 out of 6 months and build a hood. Is everybody tracking me? Is this good? One thing, if you are already going to Miami in February, if you've already earned that new leadership experience, you cannot earn this one. And that's okay. You can still go and pretend like you're going to earn it because it's going to help you grow your business, but you can't take the trip. And chances are they're going to probably be announcing a passport trip in February. And so whatever you're doing is going to help you earn that passport trip. So if you guys have any questions, pop them in the chat. But I think we're ready to roll into these Q&As. I was like, who's talking? Is Judy gonna say a question?
Yeah, so I think we'll just go around. This is just gonna be like us going at it because a bunch of you guys gave us really good questions. The first one, it's funny. So one of my girls texts me this morning and is like, I have a question, but I don't want to write it in the chat because I feel like it's a dumb question. First off, there's no dumb questions, but here's what the question was. She said, in Mindset Bootcamp, all you girls were talking about, like when you were locking down a trip or you were locking down a rank and you just decided and then you got to work and you made it happen. She goes, what does that mean? And you know what? That is not a dumb question, because what the heck does that mean when we say we got to work and we made it happen? And I think it can look different for all of us. But one of it, she goes, is that like messaging people? And I said, yes, that is a huge part of it. It is literally messaging everyone and their mother. And it's communicating with your team and all hands on deck and breaking your goal down into chunks. One thing, and the other girls can chime in here too, like if you're ever short on volume and you're running for something, like do a bulk order. Start messaging literally every human you've ever talked to and say, I'm putting in a bulk order. Would you like a dry shampoo? Would you like a blowout cream? It can be like a single product and you'd be amazed. Like you get 10 people to be like, oh yeah, throw out a blowout cream. That's like 300 PV if you get 10 people to order a blog. Like it can add up so fast. And we've hit ranks literally like finding people to buy dry shampoo and then putting the order in at 11:30 at night for the dry shampoos. But really it does come down to like, you get to a point where you're like, I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't care if they ignore my message. I don't care if they block me. I'm messaging everybody and I'm making it happen. Like I can't be scared anymore. Does anybody have like what else would you, if any of you girls recommend?
Like when I was gonna lose it was first getting my MMB on board with me to help me. So you're not doing it alone. Like, who are those people on your team that are gonna link arms with you and they're just gonna go for it? And we broke it down. Monica, this was back in the day when we had systems, where it was like a shampoo, a conditioner, and a styler, and it was always $84. And it feels overwhelming when you look at, oh my God, I have to sell $3,000 worth of stuff in 3 days. But if you can break it down, like Jenny said, like if you can I can sell 10 blowout creams, or I need to sell 10 oils or whatever, and break that huge number down to a smaller one so it doesn't feel as overwhelming. And if you have more people helping you and you can say, can you commit to selling 5 blowout creams, or can you commit to selling this? And they make it happen. And it's seriously texting and calling anyone like, if you have to say, I'll give you my discount because you're that close, then like, sometimes you got to do that, especially if it's like my husband's grandma, like she will order shampoos and stuff from me and I'm not going to charge her. She's 80 some years old, I'm not going to be like, well, I bought it, but I'm going to charge you retail. It's like, Grandma, I need to hit a goal. Do you and Papa need any shampoo and conditioner? How many? 7 would 7 do?
I love that. I love that.
I love that. So that's the thing too, is what makes it easier, obviously breaking it down, but you can work from your goal kind of backwards. So count it down. So you really have to map this out. And what I mean by mapping, like, I think some people still don't understand what mapping is. And that's how we started in the beginning, was mapping. Like there's rank maps in your back office. There's rank maps on our team page. You've got the little bubbles. I don't know how many circles and sticks and lines and circles I've ever drawn in my life, but it's been a lot. And when you can visualize it, this person needs 200. This person needs 200. Mark it out. Cool. We sold an oil. Mark it out. Like track that. And when you celebrate that progress along the way, and you can visualize that too, it makes it much easier. And like Maggie said, break it down into smaller chunks. So like she said, reach out to everyone you know. We've done this before. We don't have to do it all the time, but when you're hustling and you're going to do whatever it takes to get there, I'll never forget, there was something that I needed. This was years ago. I had to build a block in order to get something to be on. I don't know what it was, but I built a block the last day of February, the very last day of February. And I needed that. I hustled hard, and imagine what it would have been like if I would have hustled that hard every single day and not waiting until the last minute. I could have made it happen a lot sooner. You guys know when this trip is, you know what the qualifications are. You know what the qualifications are for the ranks. It's just, do you want to put in the work to get there? And I can tell you, we can all tell you, anyone that's been on a trip, it is so worth it, because that's where we start to grow. That's where we learn. That's where we connect in community with, corporate, and then with other sidelines and things like that. So these trips are going to keep you, it's just like a little carrot they dangle. And that's what's so cool, is trips and stuff like that. It's a reward for your hard work, and they don't even have to do the trip, but imagine not even having the trip, you're still getting an incredible paycheck. So the trip is a cherry on top. And I mean, I love to travel, so give me all the trips. But yeah, so, and Carrie asked in the chat, how do you do a bulk order? Yes, you just, you would buy it under your account, and then if you need to make deliveries, or I I've even done a bulk ordering one time where I offered my discount and I said free shipping because I needed the stuff sold and I ate the shipping. So I'm not telling you that you need to spend hundreds of dollars or things like that. It's just ideas if you need to like run hard for that kind of, goal and stuff like that. But I can tell you the Leadership 500 trips, what they've said that they're going to be doing on these is going to like blow your mind, especially at the MMB level. So you guys want to be able to get there on those trips. So
yeah, for sure. And like one more thing on the bulk order thing, make sure you know like what you need and where it needs to be, because you can sell 100 dry shampoos, but if what you really need is Susie, she just needs to sell 3 shampoos, you got to get with Susie and make sure Susie's selling the shampoos and Susie's placing the order. Do you see what I'm saying? So you got, that's why when we talk about mapping, you need to not only know how much volume do you need, but where does it need to be? Because it matters. It all matters. All the little things need to light up, and you need to have your volume. I always use the names Susie, guys. Just, it's a thing. I don't know why I do it, but it's always my example. So that was my first question. Somebody else throw out a question that you got. Or I could keep going.
Can I add one last thing to
Yeah.
part? When Monica was saying like you can work hard, like you can go and do all of that work that last day or whenever that is, and you guys all know what that's like at month end, where you give it all your all. And the cool part about what we do is, you guys, when you stretch yourself to do those hard things don't become so hard the next time. And so I would encourage you to like work right now, like it's month end. I was talking to, I think it was Jolene on our team a couple months ago, and she was like, Amy, I did so much in 2 days and it was fun and I enjoyed it. And she was like, I think I'm going to try that for a solid month. And, it's not like you have to keep up that level the entire time, but when there are moments in your life when you feel like, okay, I'm going to put everything in this month. Especially when there's something like this dangling, I would encourage you to do that. You can have like a consistent business routine that you can do every single day, but don't be afraid to give your business bursts of energy every so often and feel what that feels like to really give your business everything, to really go to work. So that when somebody says that and you're like, hey, go to work, you can be like, I know what that looks like. This is what you have to do. So I would encourage you to pull that out of yourself. Whether you are really going for something at the end of the month, encourage yourself to really push. I can remember telling Monica when I first got started, I said, hey, I'm going to get 5 VIPs today. And she's like, okay. And I said, I'm serious. I'm not going to go to bed until I get 5 VIPs today. And I would get 5 VIPs because I would set that goal and I would put it out there and I wouldn't stop until I got it. And so when you have that level of commitment, try it one time. Try it one time. Even if it's you're like, I will not stop working today until I get 1 VIP. And you will see that you are capable of doing incredible things. And you're going to learn what you're able to do that you didn't know you could do because you're thinking creatively, because you are not going to stop until you get that 1 VIP. All right, that was it.
Okay.
One of the questions.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I feel like, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is a good follow-up question to that, because somebody else asked, how are you engaging to get so many blocks a month? And I think that was directed at Amy and Monica. Like, what does that look like? What do those conversations kind of look like? What tools are you using? The quiz? Like, what tools are you using? Like, what does that look like?
And I think Monica and I do very similar to the same things whenever we get like inquiries about stuff. I run my social media very strategically, where I talk about things that are not Monat, and I bring the people in, and then I hit it. Like in my stories, I'll talk about Monat, but I hit with a really intense like Monat post on Friday, because what happens on Fridays? We have flash sales. And so that's when I get inquiries from people who I've engaged with, done all kinds of stuff with all week long, and my reels and all that kind of stuff. And then I hit a system. So when somebody reaches out to me, first, you got to have a call to action. If you're using your social media, call to action is click here if you're interested in me building a cart. If you're interested in a cart, which one do you want? And like, you've got carts that you've already built up. Well, when they reach out and they say, or in a reel and you say, comment below and say, I want in, or I'm interested, or I'm ready. And then when they comment, what's your next step? You got to know what's going to be the thing you're going to do. And so what I immediately do is I audio message. I always audio message people back. And I'm like, hey, I just saw your comment underneath my reel. Thank you so much for your engagement. I'm so ready to help you get started on loving your hair, your skin. Can you do me a favor and just take this quick hair quiz and let me know when you're done? It's immediately what I send them the hair quiz. And then I say, let me know when it's done, because I'll get an email, but I sometimes don't see it as quickly as I want to, because I want to keep the conversation going. And so they take the quiz, they bring it back. My next step is, once I see it, I immediately build them a cart based on that those quiz results. And I'll message, it's always my voice. I message them back. Hey, I just saw your quiz results. I've made a custom cart for you. I'm going to screen record it so you can see it. I screen record it, send them what it is. I say, I think this is going to be the best fit for you. So if you think this is a good fit, all you have to do is click this link and close it out, and you're my VIP. I mean, don't overcomplicate it. Yep. And if they say, okay, but what is this? When they ask what the flagship is, I'm not going to dupe them into it. But when they ask, I'm going to say, okay, so that is one of the coolest parts of being a VIP customer. You are automatically in one of the best shipment programs I have ever seen. And the cool part is, if you don't like managing shipments, that's okay. You only have to complete 2 shipments after this first one, and then you can have them turned off if you don't want to do it anymore. You guys, you have to make this look appealing. Okay. And then when they're like, oh, okay. And I already set you up with the oil, because you're not going to need shampoo and conditioner for a while. That third order, I can help you when you're ready to get it. That's completely your choice. But I always add this last part. But most of my VIPs stay in the flagship program because it's so easy to manage, and they always get free products with every order. Okay. So that's my exact verbiage, taking them through the steps. Monica may want to add a little bit, but I know she does very similar to
Can I add? Because I think that there's some people on here who might be thinking like, but what if it's not the flagship? What if it's the price? How would you guys handle the price? Because I think if someone is questioning the price, it's how you are presenting it to them.
100%.
Because in the beginning, when I saw the price tag for Monat as a professional stylist, I was like pooping pickles, like no one buys $17 shampoo from me. They're not going to buy $100 bottles of shampoo, which we all know is $100. But like, for me, it's how your confidence in the price point and how you present it to them. But I'd love for like you guys to share when someone gives you that, like, okay, well, that's a little higher than I thought.
Sure, I'll go. Okay,
Yeah.
So to piggyback off Amy, but to go into that, if you guys are excited, your customers and your viewers are going to be excited. If it's something that you're not comfortable with, you have to get comfortable with it. You have to be confident in our products and the price point and the opportunity, all of it. Because if they see you hesitant with stuff, then they're going to be hesitant with stuff. So that's why, like, if you guys see me in my stories and I'm showing my laptop with my phone and stuff, and I'll put my finger and like I'm just showing people, I think it helps a lot. Okay, here's your shampoo. This is going to last you anywhere between 5 and 6 months or longer, depending how often or how long your hair is. It lasts forever. Same thing with the oil. Just when you're talking about that, it's just like, oh, they're listening. So you can actually already handle that before the question comes. So if you can kind of tackle some of those little tips and pointers while you're talking about a promo or a specific product, or maybe you're spotlighting, I don't know, here's the wave spray. Maybe you're spotlighting the wave spray for the week and how long it's going to last and how you use it and the smell and getting people really hooked on the emotion and the attachment of this product, they're going to want it. And I think that's just a great way for you to be able to share it for them, because they're already going to know. So when they already know, and Amy Earl has probably the best best shampoo video out there right now with like the whole full calendar with all the washes and stuff. So throw that in and share that. That's a really good one too, to show you how long the products are going to last as well. And then talking about it, jump in your stories, do a little squirt of shampoo. This is how much you use. This is how you use it. And this is why it's so valuable. And also you can also say too, like our products are concentrated. Like I've always said, and I do feel like this is true. This is equivalent to like a liter size of shampoo, if not more. We use less water in our products. So when you're educating people and you're giving them value, there's really no need to ask the questions because you're providing the information that they need. So one of the things I want to piggyback off Amy, because I have a system, our systems are very similar, basically the same thing. Save notes on Instagram is like my best friend. I'm always one step ahead. If you're always one step ahead of the next question, you're ready to go. So one of the things that I do drop, so I am a picture person, because a lot of times quiz results don't match what they're even thinking in their mind. So I'll have them take a quiz and I'll say, great, got your results. Can you send me a couple of recent pictures so I can see if it matches? And then while they're doing this, I'm starting the cart too. So that way I can kind of be ready if I feel like I need to tweak something. And they're like, okay, so let's say we talk about the cart. They love it. They're ready to do it. I'll say, great. Remember, always be one step ahead. All right, I'm going to send this cart to your email. I'm going to send you the steps on how to check out, and then let me know when you're finished and I'll get you added to my groups. I've already assumed the sale. The sales happened, even though they haven't done it. Assume the sale, because remember, you're a confident salesperson when you're doing this, and it makes them trust you. It makes them like, all right, she doesn't sugarcoat. She's just getting it done. And that's what I do. I want to make this a fast process. I don't want to drag it out. I want to be quick and seamless for them. So then one of the things in the email I copied, I'm going to paste it in the chat. Hopefully it's not too long. I always email the shopping cart to myself. I never email it to them because I like to copy and paste this for them. And then I include a really fun graphic of myself in the email. I can't post a picture here, but I just do a cute picture of like, thank you, or whatever I want to throw in there. And it gets them ready to check out. And then even in this verbiage, sometimes I tweak it per person or whatever, but they're ready for the next step. So, and then whenever I send the email to them, I go back to the DMs or the conversation text, wherever we're having a conversation at, and I say, hey, I sent the email. If you didn't get it, just let me know and I can resend. So that way they know I've sent it. And I kind of want them to just go check to see if they got it, because I could say, hey, email sent, then they could do nothing. Let me know if you didn't get it. Let me know if it didn't come through. That way I can just know. But this is what I send. I tweak this for every person. I put a fun picture in there. And you guys can look at this in a minute. You have to look at it right now. But that's what I send in the email. That way they know it's coming from me. And then I put a fun picture, and then it really just seals the deal, and I don't have to like keep convincing them. So that's kind of how I do that.
Awesome. I feel like the next question will flow right into it, because we were just talking VIPs and carts. Another question we got is, how do you get market partners? So I'm gonna lead for a second with this one. You have to talk about the business. You got to post about the business, why you like the business, why you joined the business, the perks of the business. You've got to share your story. You got to share other people's stories till you have your own story. And you have to reach out to the people that you want to do this business with and invite them to do this with you. Because if you don't, someone else will. It's only a matter of time. Right now, we are still new, and there is tons, I just got caught in my own hair, but there is tons of potential. We are not saturated anywhere, not even close. But somebody is going to come in and out hustle you if you're afraid to ask people, and someone else will ask them. It has happened to me. I'm sure it has happened to all of us, where we're like, I didn't message them. I didn't think they'd be interested. And then you see them on somebody else's team and you're like, son of a. So you're not going to attract people. People aren't going to want to join your business if you are not sharing your business. Anyone else?
Often. I know Monica put that in there, but you need to be talking about it all the time. Like, you guys think that people are watching on if you're using social media, they're not. they're not watching. You're giving yourself way too much credit. They're not watching as much as you think they are. And so like I literally, if it helps, when I was in the beginning and I was trying to develop a routine, a consistent rhythm to my business, I had themed days, and I did like Meet Monat Mondays and Tutorial Tuesdays and whatever Wednesdays. If you need a day, like maybe Monday is your Monat Mondays, and you are going to talk about the Monat business every single Monday. It's in some way, whether it be in your story or in a post or whatever that is, but incorporate your business. Eventually, hopefully you get to the point where you're just incorporating your Monat business in your normal conversation, because our Monat businesses really are just intertwined with our lives. And so being able to just kind of intertwine the product and the opportunity in what you do. One big thing that I think helps show this community, show that you are a part of something. Take a screenshot of what we're doing tonight and say, I love getting together with my Mo family. Like, this is something like, I love my job. I love what I do, and tag people. So they go and they see, what is this job that she does? And they go and look at these different accounts of people that you've put in there, so that they see it's not just you saying that you love this thing and what you do. You are actually planting little seeds, putting little commercials in front of their face a little bit every day, if you're letting it be a part of your everyday life. But have a day where you really, really focus on it. I don't know how many of you guys follow me, but about once a month, I tell my story in my stories. And I usually just do it in one long time, but I'm trying something different this time. And it has started so many new conversations. And I started with how I was introduced with Monat to Monat. And then the next day I'm like, you know, what was my next step? Okay, so I joined and it was hard, but I did it, and it's my story. And now the next part is like, I'm leaving them with a little bit of like a cliffhanger where they want to show up the next day to see what's happening. And it's building momentum to people hopefully learning a little bit more about my story. So get creative. Can you create like a series? Like, hey guys, I'm starting a new series. Every Monday, I'm going to hop on here and I'm going to tell you a little bit about something I love about my Monat business. You know, like, how can you create something fun that is specific to just you? And don't worry about the people who don't want to see it. Guess what they're going to do? They're just going to pass by your story, you know, but there's going to be people that you have no idea are watching that are going to pause and they're going to listen, or they're going to click on an IGTV video that you've linked to hear a little bit more. And now everybody can throw a link in their story. Everybody. Throw a link in there of like Lou Urdaneta sitting on that couch in that beautiful red dress, talking about the culture of Monat. And then another day, talk about a different thing. So put some stuff out there all the time, often. That way, when you reach out to somebody, you can say, hey, I don't know if you've seen what I've been doing, but I think you might be really great at this. Would you be open to having a little conversation? Would you be open if I sent you a little bit more information? You guys, have it so it's common knowledge here on your platform. And then when you reach out to somebody who's been on your platform, it's not like they're like, well, I have no idea what you do. What is it that you do? You already kind of know, because you've let it be a part of your life.
And you guys have to hear me on this. You cannot wait until you are successful to talk about the business, because that's not how this works. It's not how it works, because you can't be successful unless you talk about the business. So if you wait, you're going to be waiting forever. And that's the biggest thing that holds people back, because they're like, well, I don't have a story. Well, none of us had a story. None of us knew what we were doing. We were just like, this is going to be awesome. Do this with me.
Yeah. Whenever I started, I'd never even done network marketing. And it was like, you have to come to my salon. You have to hear from this woman who is crushing it in her business. Her home was almost in foreclosure, and now she's making $16,000 a month. You have to come and you have to hear this. And you guys, you have to make it exciting. And you also have to lead with the business. Like, that was one of the first things that I learned, was you lead with the opportunity, you fall back on VIP. Because if you offer them VIP first and they say no, then you can't even offer them the business. But if you offer them the business and they say, no, that's not really my thing, you can ask more questions, or you can say, oh, that's fine. It's not a business everyone is cut out for, but we do have these incredible products. Would you like to learn more about those? Would you like to try those? So then you have that VIP opportunity to fall back on. And I'm guilty of this myself, as it's easier for me to ask for the sale of the product than to try and like do all the market partner stuff. But when you switch that mindset and you are like, no, I'm going for the market partner, it will make your business look so much different. I feel like there was some questions that we missed over here on the side.
There was a really good one. I think it would be nice to actually hear from each of us. Like when somebody says, like, can you tell me more about Monat, or what is Monat? Like, what is your go-to? I have a go-to, but I would love to hear everybody's kind of go-to. What do you have a system? I have systems for everything. So a system, but what do you guys do when that happens is what I think Pam asked the question. I think it's a great question. Oh, you're muted, Jen.
The quote of the pandemic, you're on mute. Okay. If somebody says, what is Monat? Like, what is it? I say it's a naturally based hair care, skincare, and wellness company. That's all I say. It's literally all I say. I don't really get into it much.
One of the things, like if someone reaches out to me and not actually what is it, but someone says they're interested, this is a good way where you can kind of figure out if you're going to funnel them to a market partner or a VIP. And they're like, okay, I'm interested. Okay, cool. Are you interested in the 30% discount or the 15% discount? And they're like, oh, well, what's the difference? And then that's when I can go in an audio and say, blah, 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 blah. And then, but if, you know what I mean? So that's a great way to kind of just leave it simple, but let them want to know more information. So I've been doing that a lot too. And then a lot of times too, you guys, so I know, the importance of building blocks, but sometimes when you're going for a goal and you need a couple market partners, if you've got a VIP, someone who's interested in a sale or something, and you're bundling up some products and they're going to nearly spend $200 on as a VIP, and you're like, but wait a minute, we have this option as a market partner too with a product pack. And this month we have an additional $200 in free products on top of that. That's another route that you can take if you're trying to, reach for a goal or something like that too. So don't like discount offering both, because you never know what they're going to decide. Let them decide. So, just letting them know what's on the table. And, you can say 30% plus up to an additional 25% off your orders, or 15% up to an additional 25% off your orders as a customer. And we know the perks of market partner. We know there's no quotas, no sales, all of those things. If they just kind of want to be a market partner, but like a kidnapper, basically. So that's just another thing to help you guys.
So when somebody messages me or texts me like, what is Monat, or can you tell me more about Monat? I always do an audio just because I like to use my voice, but I immediately respond and I say their name. I'm like, oh my goodness, thank you, Sarah, so much for reaching out. I would absolutely love to tell you more about these products. They've been completely transforming to my hair and my skin. There's a lot of information, so I don't want to bombard you. Would you be open to hopping on a quick phone call, or would you prefer that I send you information this way? Because I want to know which way they prefer to get information, and I want to get some conversation back so they know I'm a real person. Most people want to get information through the messages, and I like to get permission to do that, because we do have a lot of information to send. And so I want to get permission to do that. Or if they want to hop on a quick phone call, that's the only time I hope that I can get on a phone call. I am not a phone call person, but if they're like, yes, I would like to get on a phone call, I know if I can get them on a phone call, they're going to sign up with me that day. And so if I can get them on a phone call, that's good, but give them the option. Yes, I have so much I would love to tell you. Would you be willing to hop on a phone call, or would you prefer that I sent you some information through here? And a lot of times like, oh, you can just send me information through here. My go-to, you guys, is I have made my own Meet Monat video, and I would encourage each and every one of you to make your own video. Okay. It doesn't have to be very long. You just use the Meet Monat guide that we have. Everybody has it. It came in our product packs. I knew I had a new one. This little thing. You don't have to read from it, but develop a little bit of the bullet points that you want to talk about. You don't have to have a huge success story, just like Jen was saying. You just need to know because you do want to put your personal story in there a little bit. What was about your life before, that Monat helped fix or was going to provide a solution for, and what you're excited about for your future. That's it. That doesn't have to have this huge success story. What was your life like before? What made you decide to join Monat? What solution were you trying to find, and what you're excited about for your future? So when you open up your video, you're saying, hi, my name is Sarah. I'm so excited to share this incredible opportunity with you. I want to tell you a little bit about why I decided that Monat was a good fit for me. And then I'm going to tell you some different ways that you can get started if this is something you think could be a good fit for you. You guys, that took me literally 15 seconds to say that part. And then, I mean, your story should be a minute. And then you tell them some of the very favorite things that you love about Monat. So send them a Meet Monat video of yourself, okay? You can send them other videos if you want to, but you want it to be your face. You really do. You want it to be your face. And so send them that and then say, hey, let me know after you watch the video and let me know which way you're ready to get started. Because like Monica said, go ahead and assume the sale beforehand, okay? And I usually ask, so if they say, oh yeah, go ahead and send me information here, I'll say, hey, I'm gonna be sending you a video. It's only about 5 minutes long. When do you think you're gonna have time to watch it? I wanna know, when are you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch it right now? Are you at work and you're not gonna watch it till this evening? So ask them, when are you gonna watch it? And if they're like, I don't know, I gotta do this, and this. Okay, great. I'm gonna follow up with you because I can't wait to hear what you think. So set up that next step of where you're going to go. But I would encourage you to make 3 videos. I know this wasn't a question, but I'm still going to answer it really quick. Do a Meet Monat video that tells people about Monat. What is it? What is being what is Monat? The second one, what does it mean to be a market partner? Okay. What does it mean? Because people are going to be like, yeah, I like that market partner option, but can you tell me more information about that? Have a video for it. Make this easier for you. Yes, the upfront work is a little bit harder, but I'm going to tell you what, I need to make a new one because it was during COVID, my Meet Monat one, and I have bald eyeballs. There's no lashes and it's horrible. So I need to do it again. But, have those are 2, and then have a VIP video. What is a VIP? What is a market partner? And what is it? Not just what is it? What is it to be your market partner? What is it to be your VIP customer? Okay. And then if you also can do this, make a video for when they do become a VIP on how to use their products the right way, because let's just set them up for success beforehand. But that's what I do.
Can I add to the video scenario? So we're talking in the instant, like somebody reaches out to you and is like, what is Monat? And you send them the video. Also, something you can do with that video that I've done before is I've even posted on my Facebook, like, hey, I'm looking for 5 people to get feedback from, and people will say whatever. And then I will say, hey, I'm going to send you this video for you to watch. I would love your feedback. I would love for you to tell me, like, I asked them, like, after watching that video, do you, on a scale of 1 to 10, would you join this business or whatever? And I've asked them specific questions regarding the video. So it's not really like people coming to me, but me reaching out to a mass audience and saying, if I send you this video, will you give me feedback on it? Just so that I have more people getting their eyes on that video who maybe never even thought, like, they never even considered Monat, and now they've watched this video, and maybe 1, they're interested in the products and they want to become a VIP customer, or 2, now they're like, wait, what is this? I would like to know more about what being a market partner looks like. So you can use that video as a tool of, like, starting more conversations with people who didn't slide into your DMs, if that makes sense. I feel like I'm frozen. It looks like everyone on my screen is frozen.
It's because you are. But you're good now. You're good now. I actually used to do that and haven't done that in a while. So I need to do that again. And I actually made up like a little questionnaire, and it was, the way I positioned it was they were evaluating it as a tool for me. Like, hey, I'm trying to create my own stuff for my business. Can you look at, like, and tell me, like, is it too long? Is it too short? Like, is nobody going to watch this? Is no one going to be interested in it? Like, just give it to me. And I had people that were evaluating the tool that were like, but maybe tell me a little bit more about this shampoo thing that's happening. Which is awesome. Or maybe they're like, oh, you know what? My sister-in-law is a stylist and blah, like, you know, like make that connection. So you never know where that stuff is going to lead. Like the more eyeballs on your stuff, the better. But speaking of stylists, a lot of people asked about stylists in Monat. So I feel like we should maybe do like 1 or 2 more questions and then let people go to bed. But there were several questions about like, how do I get stylists to try Monat? How do you get stylists interested in Monat? One was about like stylists wanting a better discount than other people. That was a new one for me. Obviously, this is a specific situation where it came up for this person where they were like, well, I want a better rate than the market partner rate. But we do have 2 stylists right here. So,
I mean, here's something that I just feel like I need to say. Stop focusing on hairstylists. Like, it's just because we touch hair all the time, but we're not any different than you guys. And most likely, I just said this the other day, if one of my clients would have walked into the salon with their Monat products or tried to get me to sign up with their products, I probably would not have done it. Like, it was like drilled in me that we use professional products that come from the supply store. And I just don't think that I would have done it the way that it uniquely came into my life. And I still was kind of hesitant about it because it wasn't professional. I don't think it's really going to help you to have a stylist on your team. I have a team full of stylists and we're hard people to crack. And also, like, for us to make money, someone sits in our chair, we do their hair, we get paid, and they leave. In this business, it's not just on you. It's on who you're helping, who's on your team, and things like that. And so when we put in the work in this business and we don't see that paycheck immediately, a lot of hairstylists check out because they're used to that perform the service, get paid. And in this business, it's I'm performing, and then later I get paid. I don't know like what other things you want to add, Amy, but I just think don't put your focus on hairstylists just because we have our hands in hair all day long.
The only other thing that I was going to add is like, you know, if you specifically know a hairstylist, I think that's a different conversation. Like if you specifically know a hairstylist, totally have a conversation with them. If you don't specifically know a hairstylist, it is going to be very difficult to get that person to trust you because people want to know, like, and trust the people that they're doing business with. The best way, honestly, I think to get a hairstylist is to talk to your VIPs. And if your VIPs are getting their hair done and their hairstylist was loving it, plant the seed for their hairstylist to refer them to you. And so like I just had a girl on a new VIP customer of mine who messaged me today and she said, my hairstylist absolutely noticed a huge difference in my hair. She said, keep doing whatever you're doing. And I said, did you tell her you're using Monat? And she was like, no. And I said, hey, next time you go in, I'm going to send you a few samples. Next time you go in, can you give them to her for me just so she can get a chance to see what I'm using on you? And so like plant the seed in maybe your VIPs. If your VIPs are loving their products, especially if their hairstylist is noticing that their hair looks different, plant that seed and say like, hey, next time bring it up. If she's interested in trying it, I'd love to send her some samples or I'd love to send her some product to try. So the referral from your VIP, because that hairstylist has a better connection with your VIP than you have with that hairstylist.
Yes, agreed. And one of the questions said, like, how do I convince my hairstylist to do this? You don't want to convince anyone in this business because if you have to convince them to sign up, you're going to have to convince them to work and do all the things along the way. So never convince anyone. Is that good on hairstylists? Because there was another question that there were several of about like what our DMOs are, so like daily methods of operations. Do you guys follow a DMO or weekly or monthly or anything like that? Does anyone want to jump into that? For me personally, I kind of shoot from my hip. I'm trying to get better at systems and schedules this year. That's one of my goals. But something that I always do monthly, well, I wake up and check my numbers every single day. Like that is a non-negotiable for me. I want to know where I'm at, where people on my team are sitting at. So every single day I check my numbers and I check my leaders' numbers and the people that I know that have to be in certain spots. I check them every day. I do flagship reports and I send out reminders to my VIPs. I do birthday reports. I usually wait until the 25th of the month has passed, and then I send them all a message and say, hey, here's your birthday code. I will actually even go on the chat and get the actual code from customer service so I can send it straight to them and they don't have to search their email. And then with the new VIP points, I'm starting to run reports and find out who of my VIPs have a $10, $20 credit, or who has reached VIP plus, so I can reach out to them and congratulate them and let them know that they have those things. And then the 15th of the month is always checking the numbers, mapping stuff out and seeing like, okay, here's where people are at, this is what we need, and checking in with those people and saying, this is where we're at. Are you on the same page? In making that plan with them and mapping it out. So that's kind of my more fluid thing. I don't have like a daily method. Jenny has something.
So I have my Google Drive with my daily method of operations that's grouped into 6 different categories that then have materials in each corresponding folder. But essentially what it comes down to is if you guys have done a power hour and you think about the activities that you do in a power hour, those are the areas you want to hit every day. My areas are prospecting, which is networking and meeting new people, taking care of your VIPs, taking care of your market partners, your team, being active on social media, having events, and personal development. Those are my areas. So those are things that like I'm trying on a daily basis to hit all the things. I'm not having an event every day. Like, let's just get that out of the way now. But you want some, like every month, you want something on your calendar, ideally in something in person and something virtual at a minimum every month. But what like that number looks like every day, like am I adding 5 new people, am I adding 10 new people? It depends on my day and it depends on what I have going on, but that's really what you want to be focusing on. And if you find yourself like struggling in your business, you're probably missing one of those key areas. You're either not talking to enough people and making new contacts, or you're either like letting the ball drop on your customers, or you're not, you know, doing enough with your team. Like something is missing. So to kind of like come up with whatever your non-negotiable is going to be based on what your goals are and what time you have to put into this business, it's going to look different. It might be, I'm going to do 2 reach outs and 2 follow-ups every day, or it could be, I'm going to do 100 messages. I don't know. Like it totally depends on you, but you should have like, these are my non-negotiables. I'm not going to bed until this is done.
All right, I'll go real quick. I'm also a 3. I'm not as much of a 3 in that aspect as Jen, but I am a 3. And so I'm a little bit, I do have my daily methods of operation and I do have my weekly stuff that I do. I have a big whiteboard here if you're wondering what I'm looking at. So on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays, I make reels. That's part of my daily method of operation because it brings new people into my business. I don't know that, but that's specific to my business. On Tuesdays, I do market partner check-ins, and on Fridays, those are my VIP focused Fridays. That's where I appreciate them, I recognize them, I reach out to them, see how they're doing. That's like a follow-up Friday. Does anybody here, like you do your follow-up Fridays? But every day, my daily method of operations, and I do some WAMs, like weekly accountability meetings. And so my girls are starting to do these, and I think they're really loving them. I think the ones that are in it, but Daily reach outs. I make at least 10 new connections every single day. I follow up with 10 people every single day. So I'm following up with these connections that I've started. I'm continuing to, cultivate that relationship, water the seeds. And then I have at least 10 closing conversations every single day. If you're not trying to close a deal every single day, then you're not going to have like people that you're closing as VIPs or market partners. I like to do meet Monates at least one a week. Monica and I do one every single Sunday, but I'm trying to up that to have like a one-on-one, like coffee date, that kind of stuff. So at least 2 weekly. And then I set a goal for myself every single week, how many market partners and how many VIP customers I want to sign up that week, because that's going to change a little bit on how I'm talking and showing up on my social media. My social media DMOs, I 100% have these. I post at least one time in my feed. I do at least 12 stories, and at least 4 of them I'm speaking. Okay, so that's 1 minute where you're talking, okay? But 12 stories, that's a minute in the morning, a minute in the afternoon, and a minute in the evening. 3 minutes, guys. I guarantee you're consuming other people's stories for 3 minutes. Oh. That was weird. Did I go off of the screen for a second? My computer this weird face just popped up and then it went away. It was a cartoon face, but I thought it said it was a new application. Nobody else saw. I was here the whole time. It kind of freaked me out. Okay, I need to okay. I know, like what is happening? 12 stories, and then I make at least 2 to 3 reels every single week. But and then I have my team meetings that I do and that kind of stuff. But my personal business, you guys, your personal business comes first. Personal business comes first. All right. Your personal development and personal business. So make sure you get that stuff done first before you go and feed your team. I know that sounds crazy, but if you are teaching everybody to take their personal business first, everybody's personal businesses are thriving, which means your down volume business is thriving. So we need to work on our personal businesses.
That was great. So another thing that we do a lot is 10-4-2 for the month. Now, if you want to up this, you can do it weekly if you want to, as far as sampling. So sampling at least a minimum of 10 people a month. And then those people that you're sampling are turning into new customers. So 4 VIPs and 2 market partners a month. So that's our goal within our team too, is 10-4-2. And another thing too, if what Amy just said to you guys was like, oh my gosh, she does a lot of stuff. Her numbers reflect a lot of stuff. She's working hard behind the scenes. She's working hard on social media. And it's the same for, a select few on our team. Like, the more you show up and the more you invest in your personal business, your PV is going to reflect that. So when we're showing up in our VIP groups, on social media, following up with people, sending reminders, doing all of that stuff behind the scenes, and you guys, it's a learning curve. It doesn't happen overnight. You'll get there eventually, but once you start plugging in, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just got 3 VIPs in 2 days. It's because you worked for that. You did something for that. So the work that you're doing is going to pay off, but you have to show up and do the work. You have to show up and do the things, the reach outs, the connections, the follow-ups. That we do the same thing over and over again. We've never stopped working our business any differently. We just kind of roll with the times and the changes with technology and social media. And those are the only changes that we're really doing in our business, is when technology is changing. We're still talking to people. We're still asking that hard question. And it's not even hard, asking the question, where are you? Market partner, VIP, interested in sampling, like that. That's what we do. And that's the thing, is you don't want to overcomplicate this at all. It's literally just talking to new people. And if you're not comfortable talking to new people, you have to find it a point of what's holding you back from talking to new people. So, yeah, my little tip.
We have been on here for an hour, but I feel like that was really good. Not that I'm like, aren't we so wonderful? But I feel like I got a bunch of tidbits. I think it's so good to do these sometimes. Like anytime I go to like a Super Saturday or a conference, like the panel discussion is always my favorite, because I love hearing different people's styles, because we all do the same thing, but we also each do things differently and have our own kind of little like flair. So that's the cool thing about this is you make this business your own and you come up with your own systems and your own DMOs that like fit you and your goals and what you want to achieve. That whole, like, we're redefining success for ourselves and we're catering this business to meet our own needs based on what we want. So I hope you guys found this valuable. We got a lot of really good questions and like we could talk all night, but I can't do that to you guys. I did record this, so I will get this up on my YouTube. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, all of us are an open book. Like, don't ever think your question is dumb. There are no dumb questions. Like, this is how we learn. So I love your faces. If anybody else has anything to add, otherwise I'll let everybody go to bed. Good night, friends. Thanks for showing up.